Well, one thing's already certain. The footwork from Djokovic is first rate. The feet were moving. And that's a good sign, because there can be nerves early on, but they were really pumping hard then. Lots of little steps.
The other thing we've gleaned about the young man is he's got a good arm. Look at that IBM measurement behind Marat Safin, 201 kilometres an hour in his very first service game. That's good going.
It's exactly the sort of game that Djokovic would have been hoping for. Plenty of long rallies to work his way into the match, get up a good bead of perspiration. And now at 40-30, a chance to take the opening game.
I wonder what he thought when he saw that Marat Safin had exactly the same outfit on as they were heading towards the court.
Oh, well, an unfortunate miss from Safin's point of view, but wonderful defensive work there from Djokovic. Early on in that rally, he was in real trouble and defended brilliantly. And that last miss, this is great defense. This shot here from Djokovic, great defense. And this speed of shot is what caused Safin to make that volley contact late. Well, by contrast, that was a shot of a junior player, if you will. He was wide out of court and elected to go for a high-risk down-the-line shot. Needed to just go back cross-court, stay in the point.
Advantage Safin.
Really important for the young man just to win that first game and settle his nerves. We said the same thing about Dieter Kindelman earlier today against Andre Agassi, but now he's facing a task.
Safin.
The number 4 seed strikes an early blow. Already 212, even though it was a fault. Didn't take long for the arm to slip into gear. Shot.
Well, there was a down-the-line choice that was a good one. Djokovic, you'll see here, is on or inside the baseline there and not pushed too wide. So that was a very good choice and a winning choice.
It
is a difficult weapon to combat. They don't normally get up that quick when they go wide. That one was 210. You get the sense that is going to be a very, very big factor in this match, but we already knew that.
Safin leads 2 games.
Well, as you mentioned, Peter, came out of the blocks with a 210 or 212 km/h serve, and it's night time where conditions are a little heavier and a little slower. So first game to be serving at that pace means he has an excellent rhythm right at the beginning of the match.
And Jeff, I think this is a really important game in the scheme of this young man's match. If he drops his serve here for the second time in 2 games, his confidence is just going to be shattered. But if he can manage to hold here, all of a sudden, the world's not such a bad place after all.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a must-hold game here. He's got to play a very tough game. And that's not what he was looking for. And as you mentioned, confidence is such an integral part of this sport. The crowd doesn't know what he's like. He recognises that. He wants to make an impression. And this is the sort of miss he can't afford to make. Half-court ball high in the slot. And just hesitated momentarily. In trouble. Love 30. Oh, and that forehand now becoming quite wayward. That ball missed by 2 or 3 metres.
$18 points in the match so far. 8 unforced errors from the young man from Serbia and Montenegro. And unfortunately for him, it's a love game, so that is really going to hurt.
Well, when your head's 3 love and your confidence is elevated, you start to play a little bit more aggressively, find the range, and now it becomes even more difficult for Djokovic.
Crowd trying to get behind the young man. This has got all the hallmarks of getting ugly, though, even this early.
disappointment there for the young man. He did so well to stay in that point. Stretched wide.
40-15.
Slides here to this forehand. Fantastic get. Keeps it low. Had a chance here. And disappointment.
Game Safin.
Well, importantly there, that serve just at 193 kilometres an hour.
Safin leads 4 games to none.
And Jeff, that's another difference in Safin's game. A few years ago, he was trying to send down 210, 215 every serve, but now he mixes them up. His maturity as a player is noticeable.
Well, indeed. He's got to look at this tournament as a 2-week event, 7 matches to play, so he has to play within himself from time to time as well. Well, already Djokovic showing that the serve is a little bit suspect, and the forehand also is letting him down at the moment. By suspect, the grip is what we would call a little bit close to a forehand grip, and when the pressure's on, that sort of grip is difficult to get spin on the ball, and the second serve may become shaky.
Oh.
That's a great shot, but that's also the difficulty with this particular serve of Djokovic. When he goes wide, the grip he uses does not allow to get enough spin on the ball. So while it's not a bad serve, it just doesn't break away enough. And Safin, well, he was all over it.
Power and then touch. He's on his game. The young man, he's battling. A couple of the Russian supporters getting vocal, one deciding to do it right in the middle of his service action.
He's made 12 unforced errors so far, Djokovic, and I would venture to say that way and above the majority of those have come off the forehand.
Centre line when Marat's playing is not a good place to be.
Well, the volley was there for the taking, but the approach shot really wasn't quite good enough at this level. Didn't have enough speed. This shot here has got a lot of spin, but not enough penetration. So Safin had lots of time to really unload. And Djokovic with that volley late.
There's been 33 points in this match so far, and Safin has won 25 of them.
Game and for Safin.
Make that 26. And he wipes his opponent off the scoreboard in just 19 minutes. Safin takes the first set to love.
Love 15.
You spoke about Peter Lundgren sitting in the stands being relatively happy. I think he'd also be a little relieved too, because really 6-love is the scoreline that you could have expected. But as we say with Marat, anything can happen.
He's enjoyed himself there, Djokovic. Why wouldn't he? Centre court, Grand Slam Stadium. He's up against one of the best players in the world, and he's just played a wonderful point. And the crowd very much appreciating his efforts. He scampers around quickly. Still had to do some work with Safin defending well enough. And he's well pleased with his final outcome.
And all that after giving the groin muscles a workout in the middle of that point, nearly doing the splits at one stage.
Well, he's working hard, Djokovic.
15-30.
Yeah, Coach Lundgren says that's the way, my boy. Marat, keep it going. Look at this for a great effort from Djokovic. Sliding, stretching, but needs to keep better length. Otherwise, he's going to be doing plenty more scampering around the back of the court. Well, again, that forehand of Djokovic is just not good enough. It's a half-court ball with no pace on it, and he needs to generate a lot more speed than he does here. This ball's sitting there, and look, he just doesn't do anywhere near enough with it, and Safin had about 6 options. So he just must do more, Djokovic, otherwise he just won't hurry the big Russian at all.
Still one more opportunity for a 4th successive break of serve in this match.
Left for service.
And the 15,000 strong crowd here at Melbourne Park at Rod Laver Arena will erupt when he eventually does get on the board. Still a battle to do that here, but he's fighting hard, saving 2 break points.
Advantage Djokovic.
Listen to the roar. That feels a bit better.
15 love.
Down in the bunker, we're in the perfect position to see that serve, and he certainly gets some work on that second serve. It's a real slicer.
Yes, he's got the full repertoire of serves, Safin. Can flatten it out as he did there. 209 kilometres an hour to the backhand side, flat. And the previous serve had been a heavy slice into the body. That's a beautiful delivery.
Late call, but a correct one. As confirmed by Carlos Ramos in the chair.
Safin.
And the other thing that will become a factor as this match wears on, Jeff, is that if Djokovic is able to hold his serve, you would think that he's going to face a battle every service game, whereas Safin just waltzes through his and they're over within a minute, minute and a half sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. He gets so many free points, Safin, off that serve, whereas Djokovic has to work hard. He's got to get into the rally and outmaneuver Safin, because it's very rare that the serve does not come back. So he's 25 Ks now slower in pace off the first serve. Coached these days by Dejan Petrovic is Djokovic, as we look at that wayward backhand. And Dejan was a good player from South Australia, played the tour for a while. So he should have plenty to offer, this young man. That's another judgment error there. The slice from Safin stayed very low, and for Djokovic to attempt to get that backhand up over the high part of the net and down the line is a difficult choice, and it really wasn't going to be rewarded.
Excellent serve down the middle. Not his quickest at 194, but beautifully placed. Three points in a row for the young man. 2 service games in a row. And he keeps his nose in front. Djokovic leads 2 games to 1 in the second set, Safin having taken the first 6-love. And that's 10 out of 10 now for Marat Safin. When his first serve has gone into play, he's won every point.
Good sliding serve into the body there, and then the short angle cross-court backhand volley, the perfect 1-2 punch. Good effort from Djokovic, but all in vain.
I wonder if he's played on clay courts a lot, because he does do a lot of sliding.
He's been to the Kim Clijsters School of Splits.
And you worry about that on this surface, Jeff.
Yep.
It can be quite grippy.
Yep. Well, he's missed it, but he missed his opportunity much earlier in the rally. He had to gain mid-court balls without any pace on them and didn't do enough with them. And at this level, you get, if you're lucky, one chance in a rally. And if you don't take it, your opponent will make you pay.
Out. (40-15).
Safin accepting the call without question. Hawkeye indicates there might have been a millimetre in it. It might have been okay. Tough one to call, though. Not a bad seat in the house anywhere in this wonderful stadium.
Flat for service. Safin.
Crank that one up to 210. Just a minor hiccup after leading 40-love and conceding a couple of points.
2 games over.
Sense that Safin is just playing a little within himself at the moment.
Yes, I think that's the case, and you would expect that around now, the next game or two, will make a concerted effort to break the Djokovic serve. Getting towards the middle of this second set.
That's a tough game.
You make a goose of yourself in front of 12 to 15,000 fans. There's nowhere to hide, is there?
Love 15.
And only a few 100 million around the world as well.
Well, he changed his mind so many times. He changed the grip about that many as well. He couldn't decide to hit over it, under it. In the end, did nothing.
He can still manage a smile about it, though.
Yep.
A big part of the young man's problem here is when he's unable to get the first serve into play, the second serve is simply not working for him. He's won 25% of points when his second serve is required.
Well, just as you mentioned, Peter, the second serve is causing some difficulties. That was a particularly short second serve and allowed Safin to take the control of the point right from the outset. So it wasn't this shot that did the damage. It finished the point, but it was the return of serve that did the damage.
2 opportunities for the first break in the second set.
Well, it's just a careless shot from Safin, and he knows that he had too many options, and his intensity on that pass wasn't there. And a bit of a let-off for Djokovic.
Remember, Djokovic was able to withstand 2 break points in the first game of this second set. Never a good time to double fault, but that is just about as bad as you can get when you've been battling really hard. First break of set 2, Safin has the advantage and will be trying to drill it home. We've taken a straw poll in the office a few times, Jeff, amongst the young ladies in there, and he always seems to emerge #1 with them.
After yourself.
No, I'm second. You're the top.
As we dream on. Missed it.
Well done.
It's a skill that so many of the Europeans develop, the high defensive lob, and this was just perfect. Safin now pushed 3 meters behind the baseline, having to come up with something special. And it was too difficult, so wonderful effort from Djokovic.
Obviously, it made him mad.
30 all.
Djokovic was about, I'd say, 2 meters away from us when he was making that defensive lob, and the lines lady and the ball girl were ducking for cover. He was that far back.
Oh! 40-30.
So the #4 seed consolidates his break.
Safin leads 4-2.
And sails on. It's in the same part of the draw as Roger Federer and Andre Agassi. Bit of target practice.
you might see there in the corner of the screen, 119 kilometres an hour, that second serve. And all the top players will look to attack that. So it is an area the young man has to really beef up if he's to make the step into the onto the world stage.
And he held the pose. Beautiful low volley from Safin.
Love 14.
Yeah, he's equally at home at the net, Safin, as at the back of the court. Gets down particularly well for a tall man. That was textbook perfect. Look how low he gets. Soft hands. Beautiful.
Again, a double fault costs him on a crunch point. 2 successive breaks of serve. Safin sails away with a 5-2 lead in the second set.
It's unusual for players that grow up on clay to miss these sorts of shots. They're normally very, very good at those high, short forehands, but Djokovic here this evening, that shot's let him down.
30 love. Love. Yeah, second set, Safin 6 games to 2.
A love game to the big Russian. And it's the sort of scoreline that you probably would have expected at the start of this match. 6-love, 6-2. Safin 2/3 of the way home. Jeff, one stat I found particularly interesting at the end of the second set is that to this stage of the match, Safin has served 1 ace.
Yes, I think he's been serving relatively within himself, despite the fact he's been up to 210, 211 Ks an hour. That's just rhythm he's been using. Oh. Another ordinary choice there, but I guess he's getting desperate. He was pushed so wide, and to attempt to go down the line was just risk of the highest order.
Marat's come out and signalled his intentions here in the first 3 points of this third set that he wants it over quickly. Well, there you go. When it's your night, it's your night. The ball touching the tape, just falling in.
First game, third set.
Doesn't want to just panic here. He wants to make Safin win it with good play.
15 love. Russian. She made a call and then changed it to good. The line umpire made an out call and then changed it to good. Replay the point, please.
Carlos Ramos clearly alerting everybody to the reason for the point to be replayed.
All.
At this stage, it looks like being a much more comfortable Australian Open opener for Safin than 12 months ago when he had to go to 4 sets to beat Brian Verhaley of the United States.
Well, he's got all the answers again here, Safin. Wanted to play a tough, well-controlled point there because at 15-30, couldn't afford anything too risky. Now he's back at 30 all. Oh, well played from the young man. And it all started with the returner's serve.
30-40.
So the first break point of this match now for Djokovic. What can he do?
Well played.
New balls, please.
The crowd acknowledges the effort from the 17-year-old from Serbia and Montenegro. Getting back a break straight away after being broken in the first game of the third set. We're back on level footing, but still a long way to go. And I was just looking through Marat's record as they have a look at the new balls and just decide that one of them wasn't a new ball.
They're all checked. It's okay. 1 second, please.
Now we're okay. Yes, looking back, Jeff, it's no wonder that Safin was tired when he got to the final. He had 3 4-setters and he had 3 5-setters last year. And the 5-setters were against Todd Martin, Andy Roddick and Andre Agassi. That wouldn't be terribly draining, would it?
Yes, it's the old cliche, isn't it? You don't win the Grand Slams in the first week, but you can lose them, meaning that if you expend all your energy or much of your energy in week 1, your chances of success at the end of week 2 are diminished. And certainly that was a factor in Safin's performance in the final last year.
30-15.
Totally flat and well placed. 190 k's an hour. It's 20 odd k's an hour slower than Safin's, but when they're that well placed, they'll do.
30 all.
Oh, outstanding. That's the point of the match for sure. Wonderful angle here from Djokovic, and they've been going angle for angle. Now look at Safin. He's at full stretch. He realizes there's no coming back from there, so he has to go for the winner. And he's good enough to make it, much to the dismay of Djokovic.
Use.
Unforced error count at this stage of the match. 25 Djokovic, 18 Safin.
Well,
Advantage Safin.
one suspects he just took his eye off the ball there, Djokovic, because the cross-court forehand was wide open. And had a little look up, framed the ball. Safin now with another break point.
Game Safin.
3 successive breaks of serve at the start of the third set. 2 against that young man.
Safin leads 2 games to 1. 15 months.
And it'll be take 3 for 2005 of Leighton Hewitt versus Arnaud Clement. Australia's great hope in his first match of the Australian Open 2005. That's tomorrow night, Melbourne time.
Doesn't get enough topspin on the ball here, Djokovic, to get the ball low enough. He needed to really dip it to make the volley much more difficult for Safin. You can see Safin's got a volley at waist height. And that's not too bad either. It was made easy by the fact that he got good ground to the net. Safin was in quickly behind the serve, volleyed from inside the service line there, and that's good movement.
Gets down so well for a big man.
Game Safin.
So for the first time in this set, a hold of serve. And all of the indicators are there that Marat might have flipped the switch a little bit here and said, OK, my young friend, hope you've enjoyed the experience, but I'm the star. Enough's enough. Let's get it over and done with and go and have a rest.
Oh, he's made it, Safin. That was a difficult shot. He was coming forward, the ball was low. He had to get under the ball, get it up and down quickly over the high part of the net and curl it in. This initially looks as if it's going wide, the shot here. He gets around the outside of the ball and curls it in and down sharply. Too good.
Safin will be all over these second serves. must get a first serve into play here. His first serve percentage has been superior to that of Safin. But when they've gone in, there's been a huge difference in points won.
Well, that's the difference. We mentioned earlier how Djokovic was unable to dip the ball low enough at the feet of the incoming volleyer. Here, Safin at full stretch slices underneath it, takes the pace off, and look where it goes, right down towards the ankles of Djokovic. And that made life for him much more difficult.
3 break points to the Russian. Only needs 1. The switch, no doubt, has been flipped. Marat's heading to the second round of the Australian Open. 4 games to 1, third set.
Not happy I fancied Djokovic with the initial shot of Safin's. But nevertheless, he's shown a lack of confidence in the front part of the court, Djokovic. It was an approach shot that he should have made.
In total, Safin has won twice as many points and then some as his opponent, 75 to 31. He guessed right.
Well, again, more experience here needed for young man from Serbia, Montenegro. This is a shot to go straight at the body rather than go for an angle, because a player will normally guess one way or the other.
And the body language, again, working for the number 4 seed.
40-15.
Just too big, too strong, and with infinitely more skill at this stage of their respective careers.
Safin. Safin leads 5 games to 1.
Well, the bookmakers would have had that sort of scoreline, as we've already mentioned, at a pretty cramped quote. When you look at the respective rankings of these players, 188 to 4, their respective entry rankings. But Jeff Masters, it's really important that this young man takes something away from this experience, as well as the few $1,000s that he's going to pick up. And I'm sure he will.
Absolutely. 17 years of age, he's still learning plenty.
30 left.
Talk about being chucked in at the deep end against one of the great players in world tennis on one of the big stages in world tennis on the opening night of a championship. It's a tough assignment.
40 left.
Well, certainly he's shown plenty of endeavour, Djokovic. He's shown an enjoyment for the occasion, and with that sort of attitude and hard work, there's no reason why one day he can't be in the upper echelons.
This might be one area of the game that he has to work pretty hard on.
40-15.
He's won 5 of 26 points on his second serve tonight. Just 19%.
40-30.
Yes, that's why it's so important at the end of these matches that the players and their coaches get the statistics from the match and look at where their strengths and weaknesses really lie, be honest about it, and go out on the practice court and address those issues.
Yes.
He's got no compassion, Marat. Here was the 17-year-old at 40 love. The match is as good as one. He's being mean. No easy points. Oh, stand and deliver.
Advantage Safin.
And that delivery brings up match point. About as comprehensive as it gets. In 1 hour and 14 minutes, the number 4 seed hardly raises a sweat, and he says well done to the young man at his first outing in the big time. He'll be back, and Marat will be back in a couple of days' time.